What is up, everybody? Escape211 here, and it is time for some more Free-to-Play Friday. And when I started this series, this was the game I was most excited about. This is Duelyst 2, all right? And this is a game that is near and dear to my heart. The original Duelyst, which is very similar to this, but I'll explain it a little bit, came out in 2016 by a small development team. It ran its course, and the servers had to be shut down, but now a third party has picked it up. They did a Kickstarter. It got funded in like 4 hours, and they brought it back from the dead. And now it's in a beta format, but it's in a way that everyone can play, all right? You can get it on Steam. You can play it on the web. Very, very cool. To say why I love this game specifically is really 3 different things. I love card collecting games. That's one. As you may have noticed from my other one that I did of Marvel Snap, I played a lot of Hearthstone too. This game has a lot of similarities to Hearthstone with its own differences. It also has more of a board presence and building a board, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics. So those 2 things, and then gorgeous pixel art is the other thing. And all 3 of those together, I love it, man. It's really cool and a lot of fun. So let me give you the basics of the game and why I think it's good for free to play. And we're gonna go into collection. I think that's the easiest way to do it, where you can start to see some of the cards and see how the art looks. All right, now there are 6 different factions in this game, and you can pick whichever one you want, and I'll kind of graze over them. I'm not going to get in depth on stuff, but for each one they have generals that you can pick. For this first one, which is Lionar, they have Argon, Braum, and Zoran, and they're more so flavor. They don't really do anything different, but these are your main units, the generals. All right, these are the ones that you build, with your deck, and you can build with units and all different kind of stuff. But when your general dies, you lose the game. So you got to protect your general, but you can also use them like a unit on the board. But then you can add all different kinds of like equipment to your general, spells, other units, so that you can start building a board and putting stuff all over the place. Very, very cool. Now, the quick overrun of each faction here. Lionar is more of like your, I think, well-rounded group, and they more so focus on good champions, sturdy champions, some healing spells, and they have a really strong mid-game, but they don't have a really strong late game, in my opinion. Not too crazy unless you do some other like building of certain stuff. Songhai is all about damage. This is like, fire or red in Magic the Gathering. Very strong spells, a lot of bursty turns, a lot of card combos that you can do, especially with spells. They also have a backstab mechanic with their units, so that can be very damaging. They're all about high damage. Vitruvian is interesting. They focus on getting some stuff on the board, but usually like structures that don't move, that will produce units that you can use for a turn. So you're kind of building a board, but you're doing it in a little bit of a different way. They also have some of their own unique effects like Blast, which you can shoot enemies in a line. Different kind of stuff like that. Interesting one. I think that they're probably one of the weakest in the game, but they're still very, very comparable. I think all of the factions are pretty well balanced here. Then we get into Abyssian. This is my personal favorite. I love the way these guys all look. They focus on like little minions in all different kind of stuff, basically a Zerg type of function. And then all these little units you can use to either sacrifice to get bigger minions. You can use them to like kill other minions or die themselves, and other minions in the in your deck may have something called Death Watch, which like when something dies, it doesn't add an effect. So like there's a lot of benefit in having all these little minions that you can kill stuff with, and they die and get sacrificed and everything like that. All right, so very cool and fun death mechanics with this. Next is Magmar. This is like green, or like the druid in the Magic world. All right, you got the big creatures. These are more like dinosaur type dudes. They have different grow mechanics. They have ways that you can beef up those minions. They also have some pretty good removal tools. So very, very strong. Vanar is more like the control-y type deck, and they're blue, just again like Magic. I think they did all that on purpose, just to make it easier. They do some stuff with like ice, but most of it is more about positioning with walls, where you control where your opponent can and can't go to try and do some added effects based on your board positioning. So some of your units and different things in your deck are based on where things are on the enemy side. And then we just have the neutral card pool that everyone has access to. There's tons of neutral cards that you can choose from. You can even build a full neutral deck. There's that much strength in the neutral pool. You know, overall, this is pretty straightforward. Why I think it is good in the sense of like free-to-play Friday is because you don't have to spend a dime. They do have cosmetic stuff and ways in the shop that you can buy stuff. They do have gold where you can buy these orbs. These spirit orbs are like packs where you get cards. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. But then they just have like card skins and different things that are more so just for flavor stuff. Buying packs will just help you build your card pool faster. But they also have in the game tons of quests down here, and these cycle in new every day. And as you get new ones in, you can also replace them, which is nice. And as you get the new ones and do these, you can pretty much get a pack a day roughly in that area. I actually have 200, so I'm going to buy a couple more packs, and you can buy multiple packs at once. So I'm going to say 2 just so we can get a couple. Nice, because I already had the gold for it, because that's really all you use gold for, buying packs. And then I have my packs that I can open, but that's covered by my face here. Let me actually get rid of that. Okay, so now you can see where the spirit orbs are down here. And if I go to this, I can actually open these. So these ones with the little triangle are your basic ones. And then you can get faction-specific packs if you want. And then when you open one of these packs, these are like your commons, the blues are rares. So this pack you're always guaranteed at least one rare. But you can get better than that. All right, nothing too substantial in this one. That's all right. But then that'll build your card pool, and if you get doubles, you can go to crafting and get rid of duplicates, and I'm going to disenchant a few duplicates that I have. And when you get rid of duplicate cards, you get the spirit, and spirit you can use to craft new cards of ones you don't have. So it's really easy to like build the kind of deck you want, because it gives you a lot of flexibility to get rid of unwanted cards and then use that to get the cards you want so that you can build specific decks. Now, I've only been playing about a week, and I've already built a decent Abyssian deck, which is my favorite. So we're going to play a match with that. I'm just going to play a regular match, and we're going to see how this goes. All right, so we're going to play against Lionar, and they're going to go first. We're going to go second. So I'm going to... See, now, when you first start, you get 3 cards, and you can mulligan all 3 cards if you want. If you start on the side that Lionar does, if you go first, you get 2 mana. If you go second, you get 3 mana. So I should be able to play this on the first turn, which is not bad. So I'm going to keep that one, and it's going to give me 2 new cards. All right? Okay, decent cards to start with. This is one that'll help me build some nice tempo with my general. This will let me build some units on the board. I can put 3 little guys down. And this one is hard removal. I can just get rid of an enemy champion. This is kind of expensive for early game, so I'm actually going to replace this. Each turn, you will get 2 cards, and you can replace a card. So you can actually get cards pretty quickly in this game, which is nice. And you'll see how, as we use certain spells or different things, how you build a board. Usually you play, not usually, I guess, you play stuff around your general to start, but then as you start building units on the board, you can start placing stuff in other spots more regularly. So I don't know what's going on with my opponent, though. They're taking a minute. Maybe they are eating dinner as we play here. Okay, there we go. Now we're starting back up. All right. Maybe it just took him a minute. That's okay. All right, so he's going to play that first. Makes sense. I'm going to replace this, like I was just talking about, and see what other card it gives us. So I can either play both of these, or I can play this. I think I'm going to play this, because I can actually take these spots. Because these mana tiles are here. These will actually give you 1 mana when you first pick them up. So if I go here, this is the mean greedy play, and play this spell. This spell lets me place 3 minions. So I'm going to place the first one here, and then I have to connect one in one of these connecting spots, which I'll put in his face, and then I'll put the other one here. So that way I get both things. Now I could be even meaner here. I can either put this on my general, or I could put this here and possibly even control his general. Because if I put this 2 unit down, it also gives me another little unit with it randomly in one of the spots around it. So we'll see what it places it, where it places it. Oh my gosh, and it put it in an ideal spot. So I've closed off his positioning right now, and not necessarily guaranteed the mana tile, but it's very likely that I'll get it. You know, that's going to be very difficult board positioning for him to deal with. at least early on. I mean, these are really weak units, but it just gave me a nice early tempo. So we'll see if we can take advantage of that. I don't really have great cards in my hand to take advantage of it yet, but we'll see if I can get some. Okay. All right, makes sense. I'm gonna get rid of one of these because I don't think I need both of them. I could play both, but I think I'm gonna be better off. Nah, all right. So I'm gonna use this to hit this guy, then move my general over here to clear this, as well as like it'll heal me for 2, so I should only lose 1 health instead of 3. I will take this guy out, and then I will put both of these in front of here, so it makes it harder for him to take this mana tile. All right, again, we're using the board positioning to give ourselves the best situation. All right, so he's going to, what did he do? Oh, he stunned me. He used a stun on my general, not a big deal. He's had to play reactively. So that is nice because it kind of gives me a situation where I can now benefit from the reactive play. So I'm actually going to play this. This is one that has Death Watch. So as units die, I was kind of talking about this before, it gets extra benefits. So I'm going to play this one here. And then I'm going to use this spell, which will deal damage to something and then move it where I want. Move it up to here. And then use each of my units to kill it. And as I attack it, you'll see that this unit will make another unit. And then as I kill this, it should make 2 more because both of these units die. So we end up with, you know, this kind of board presence that we got. And I can't move my general because he stopped me from moving it. All right. Now, next turn, which is also nice, I am going to... Oh, okay. All right. Interesting play choice there. Not a bad one, though. Good one. I am debating here. I have another demonic lure. So that's probably what I want to do. I think I want to move him over to here. Because this guy, his ability is Zeal. It gives him all that extra damage, but only when he's by the champion. All right. I will use the Blood Moon Priestess to hit him once, because she won't take any damage back. I will move these guys around him so he can't move into me. And then I will use this to hit him, kill him, not lose anything from my general, and then be able to... Yeah, I mean, that was just the ideal play. And then I will just block off his positioning more. So he's going to have to use something like a Tempest. I mean, if he has a Tempest in his deck, he probably will use it. I just don't know if he has one. If he does not, and I'm able to keep this board, then I can steamroll it. I'll use Shadow Dancer next turn, which means that, again, it has a Death Watch mechanic that when one unit dies, it deals 1 damage to the enemy general and heals me for 1. So there we go. There's the Tempest. There's the play that makes sense. But the problem is that he didn't kill the Blood Moon Priestess, so she creates a whole bunch more of those. All right, so he's going to hit me. Makes sense, so he can get rid of my thing. But here's where he's going to have a big problem, because he didn't kill my Blood Moon Priestess. So I'm going to move her back here. She's not going to make as many units this turn, but it is one where... I think that was the right positioning. Yeah, we'll see. But if I play this Shadow Dancer now, it will continue to heal my general. He's going to lose his regalia, his equipment here, as I do these little one-off attacks. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So I'm gonna miss 1 unit out of that, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. All right, and then I'm gonna leave her here. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get rid of this guy. Do more damage to your face. And then I'm gonna attack you, because I got all this healing. And then I'm gonna put this guy down to block off my other units. All right? Now, it doesn't mean that he's not gonna have an answer to this, but, you know, this is just how you work your positioning. The way that I've been able to just kind of establish a board, especially because I got that early game tempo, has just allowed me to get this kind of advantage over my opponent. All right, so it's just how it went down, but we'll see what he has for an option here. Yep, there we go. There's the Tempest. But as all these units die, I'm going to be doing all this damage to him. As all of them die, he gets hit by all of that. Okay, he gets some of it back, which was smart. Good for you. But I do need... We're going to get rid of this because I don't have anything to really hit him with. We're going to move this way. I'm going to put this guy out. And then we're going to put this guy back here. So he does have a lot of cards, but he's very low on health. So unless he can get good healing... Oh, man, and I just got this. This is going to be a really big one for me. Because he's going to... Okay, I get that. Circle of lifing that, yeah. And then he's going to, what, drop the... Oh, okay. That's all right by me. Give him minion. Okay. He's going to try to build this guy so that he can probably do like a Divine Bond play. But, oh man, I really wish I had enough to do that. But I think what I'm going to do, I don't know if this is the greedy play or not. Maybe, because I already have hard removal, I kind of want to keep a Shadow Dancer, but I think if I have both of these, I'm probably better off replacing her and seeing if... No, I didn't get a 2-drop. Okay. So we will play this guy to ensure that he can't utilize this, as well as being a 6 damage unit in his face. And then I will use this guy just to get rid of that. And then we'll just keep dealing more damage to your face. So I don't want him to build whatever he's trying to do with that guy. Probably a Divine Bond. They have a ability that lets you take all of the health that you have for a unit and put it on their attack. They still keep their health. But this guy that he had, this lion, he had it at 2-7. So if he used Divine Bond on it, he would have been a 9-7. And he would have been able to just really hit me hard. So I can't let that happen. So that's why I put this guy out there. So unless he has a good way of dealing with this, he's going to be in trouble. And I'm assuming you put that lion down because he was going to get some benefit out of it later. All right. Oh, and he used Martyr. All right. So I didn't even get to use any benefit out of it, which is unfortunate. Oh, he used Martyr on his own guy. Interesting. That is not what I would have done, though. I would have used Martyr on my guy. Okay. Well, hey, I mean, to each their own, I guess. I don't know. I was surprised by that play. All right. I already have 2 other forms removal. Let's push this back. Let's put this down to force him to deal with it, I guess. You know, maybe I put this in his face and I put this behind us. So that way he is forced to deal with 2 things that he probably can't deal with. Just given how his board positioning is, I don't think he'll be able to kill up both of them. And that's going to give me a better position for next turn. And I also got the Shadow Nova, which is going to be even more trouble for him to deal with. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to play catch-up on tempo now. I understand it. I just had a really good early game advantage, and, you know, it made it difficult for him to catch up. But anything he's been able to play right now has just been reactive. I've been in those kind of games too. It's very difficult to catch your tempo back up when someone has so much tempo over you and can constantly put down multiple threats. You have to try and answer before you can put your own threats down. Makes it very difficult. So I can understand that. Yeah, he's in a very bad position. So I think he's probably just gonna have to call this done, but we'll see. We'll see how he does. Yeah, I really enjoy this game, like I said. I was kind of saying this before, but when this game first came out, it was done by a small team, actually from bigger games, like from Blizzard or bigger developers, and they formed their own team. But because they were a small studio, they couldn't keep the servers and all this going on for long. They had to move on to other projects. They sold the publishing rights to Bandai Namco, Bandai Namco ran its course with it for a little while. Probably wasn't profitable for them as a bigger company. And then they just sold that onto someone else. Man, he keeps martyring his own guys just to keep in the match, which is a very interesting method. And then it also means, yeah, you're... Oh man, guy, these are bad calls. I get what you're trying to do, though. I do. All right, so I should be able to... If I do this right, so what do I do here? I have 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I actually have lethal. So let's just end the game out here. Oh no, I don't have lethal. Oh, I do. If this unit dies, yeah, I'll have lethal. So, all right, let's do that. Let's focus on getting lethal just to get this out of here. Oh no, I should have moved her first. Ah, I lost my lethal. All right. Okay. No, I still got lethal. All right, good. We'll do this. Even though she takes the damage, I have Shadow Nova, which I could play, and that will do 4 damage. I didn't really talk about creep, but yeah, this does 4 damage to anything sitting underneath it at the end of my turn. So that will kill him, and that'll end out the game. Whew, my goodness. I was like, oh my gosh, I should have moved my guy up first based on where it put that 1 minion, but I felt bad for that guy. We'll tip him 5 gold. That was a tough position to be in, but he did well for what he had, you know? As you play, you go up in rank. You also level up your commander, and you will get like gold for doing different stuff, as well as leveling up your commander. And you also get certain other things for doing that. There's also in the collection, or no, wait, what is it? In play area, there are solo challenges, which are really cool. They're kind of like little lethal puzzles. But as you do them, you will, I've done a bunch of them already, but as you do them, you will get some gold. So that's really nice, and it's worth doing it just to start learning the mechanics of the game and how to spot where, you know, you can win games and that kind of stuff. But that's the basis of it overall. I'm going to turn my camera back on here. But yeah, guys, that is Duelyst. Sorry if that one felt long, but I really do adore this game. I think it is a really fun game, and like I said, I really think it's also very free-to-play friendly. So I hope you guys found that enjoyable. If it's something that you're interested in, or these style of games, definitely comment below. If you have other questions, please let me know. If you want to play this, you can get it right now. You can get it directly on Steam, and you can also play it in your browser. That's actually how I was playing it today. If you just go to play.duelyst2.com, I could actually put the link in the description, as well as the Steam link. I think they have one for that too, but free to get and easy to play, guys. So you guys can let me know your thoughts, and we will see you out there on the battlefield.